Okay, so you want to get ahead at work.
But
Right?
yeah.
I mean, who doesn't?
True.
But like, how do you actually do it? Like,
Anyway,
really make a difference, not just,
right.
punching the clock.
Yeah.
We're talking about building real influence.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of influence that gets you noticed, gets you respect,
Yes.
gets you, well, ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And lucky for us, we've
Yeah.
got this awesome list of 5 tips to dig into.
Oh, cool.
But here's the thing. We're not just going to read them off.
Okay.
We're going to really break them down, figure out how you listening right now
Right.
can actually use them
Love that.
to climb that ladder, make your mark.
Make an impact.
Yes. Make an impact.
Yeah.
So first up is this idea of delivering consistent results.
Okay.
Sounds kind of basic, right?
It does.
But think about it for a second. What does high quality work even mean in your specific job?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Is it all about nailing deadlines?
Mm,
Or maybe it's about exceeding those expectations everyone has?
could be. Or maybe, just maybe, it's about those game-changing ideas you bring to the table.
You're right. It's different for everyone.
Exactly.
Quality can mean a lot of things. It's kind of
Yeah.
subjective, you
Yeah.
know? It totally depends on what you do and what's expected of you.
Right, like what matters to your boss, to your team.
Exactly. For a software developer, quality might mean writing clean code and always
Yeah.
hitting those sprint deadlines.
Mm-hmm.
But for someone in marketing, quality could be a campaign that goes viral,
Yeah.
gets everyone talking.
Totally. So how do we figure out what quality even means for us?
Well, I think a good place to start is by looking at those key performance indicators, the KPIs for your role.
KPIs, right? Those things.
Yeah. Like if you're in sales, your KPI is probably all about the revenue you're bringing in.
Makes sense.
But if you're a designer, maybe it's more about user engagement or the feedback you're getting on your designs.
Right, the impact you're having.
Exactly. If you can nail those KPIs consistently, show that you're reliable, and you deliver.
You're golden.
Exactly. You're already building that foundation of influence.
Okay, so you're killing it in your role, delivering those consistent results.
Yeah.
Now, how do you make sure people actually notice?
The million-dollar question.
That's where the next 2 tips come in. Sharing your expertise and building relationships.
Okay, I like it.
They're kind of like a power couple, don't you think?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Like, how can you really show off all your amazing work if you're not connecting with the right people?
Yeah, it's true.
But let's be real for a second. Sometimes building those relationships can feel, I don't know,
Yeah,
awkward, forced, like you're trying too hard.
for sure. For sure. And that's the last thing you want.
Exactly.
It should never feel like you're forcing connections or being fake. It's got to be genuine.
Authentic.
Yes,
Yeah.
authentic. Remember, everyone you work with, they've got something to teach you.
All right.
Approach those interactions with curiosity. Be genuinely interested in what they have to say. Ask questions. Actually listen to their answers.
Really listen, not just waiting for your turn to talk.
Exactly. And find common ground.
Mm.
It could be as simple as a shared love for coffee or complaining about the traffic, whatever. But those little things can build into something much stronger.
It's about human connection, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so we're building those genuine relationships.
Yeah.
But what about that sharing your expertise thing?
Right. You don't have to rent out a conference room and give this big presentation or anything. Think smaller, more approachable.
Okay, that's that.
Maybe you write up a really insightful blog post for the company intranet. Share what you've learned, your unique perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Or volunteer to lead a brown bag lunch session on something you're passionate about.
Yeah, keep it casual.
Exactly. It not only helps others, but it shows everyone you're a valuable resource.
Positions you as that go-to person.
Exactly. And people will start coming to you for advice, for insights, for help. That's influence right there.
Okay, so we've talked about consistent results, sharing our knowledge, building those genuine connections.
It's all coming together.
But there's this one tip that always makes me chuckle a little bit. Be a good listener.
Oh, why does it make you chuckle?
Because don't we all think we're good listeners?
It's true. It's easy to assume we're good at it.
I know, I used to think I was an amazing listener, but
Yeah.
then I realized I was often just waiting for my turn to talk.
Yeah, I've been there. We've all been there.
Yeah.
But really listening, truly listening is a skill. It takes effort, conscious effort.
So how do we actually do it?
Well, first, you got to be present in the conversation. Not just hearing the words, but actually absorbing them, understanding what the other person is trying to tell you.
Beyond the words.
Exactly. Pay attention to those nonverbal cues, the body language, the tone of
Yeah.
voice. Ask clarifying questions.
Show that you're really engaged.
Yes. And show genuine interest in what they're saying. Make them feel heard.
Yeah.
That's huge. And you know what?
What?
This is where it all connects back to those relationships we were talking about.
Uh-huh.
Because when people feel heard and understood, they trust you.
Makes sense.
They value your input, they seek out your perspective, and boom,
Hmm.
influence grows.
Right. So you're nailing those goals, sharing your knowledge, building those genuine connections, and really listening.
Sounds like we're on the right track.
Last piece of the puzzle,
Yeah.
leading by example. It's a classic for a reason.
It is.
Actions speak louder than words.
Couldn't agree more.
Think about someone you really admire at work.
Okay.
Someone who just gets it.
Yeah.
What is it about them that makes them stand out?
Interesting.
Do they just, naturally take initiative,
Mm-hmm.
always willing to lend a helping hand?
Could be.
Or maybe they just stay positive even when things get crazy.
Yeah. Those are all great examples.
Right.
And here's the thing about leadership.
Yeah.
It's not about your job title. You don't have to be the CEO to lead.
You can lead from anywhere.
Exactly. It's about embodying the qualities you want to see in your workplace.
Right. Walking the walk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe it's speaking up in meetings with constructive ideas, or mentoring a newer colleague, or even just being that person who brings positive energy to the team.
It's contagious, that energy.
It really is.
So as we wrap up this whole influence deep dive,
Yeah.
any final wisdom for us?
Just this. Remember that building influence, it's not like a one-time thing. It's not a destination you reach and then you're done.
It's a process.
It's a journey. It's constantly honing these skills, nurturing those relationships, and proving your value over and over again.
So what's the one thing our listeners can do today to start that journey?
Pick one of these tips that really spoke to you, just one, and commit to doing something, anything, to put into practice this week.
Love it. A little action goes a long way.
You'd be surprised at the ripple effect it can create.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us on this influence deep dive. Until next time.
Keep on leading.
Keep on leading.